Hello everybody and welcome to this Verbling class. My name is Teacher Amy and today's class is part of my Around the World in 80 Days series, which is where we travel virtually around the world, looking at different countries and finding out interesting things about those countries that we may not necessarily have known or heard about before. Today's country of choice is Turkey, and I know that we do have quite a few students from Turkey, so perhaps we'll have some students from Turkey coming into this class. If so, then we can find out some more real-life information from you guys. Before we get started, I just want to let you know about a few of the things that can help you here on your with your Verbling experience. There are a couple of pages which you can check out in your spare time, which kind of help you, support you, and give you a little bit extra information about what goes on here. So I'm going to post them both into the chat box. The first one is my Verbling Teacher Facebook page. So go ahead and have a look at that. If you'd like to stay in touch kind of in an informal way with any of the teachers and the students, go ahead and check out our Facebook pages. And if you prefer to find out a bit more concrete information, or you want to find out a little bit more about a teacher, perhaps when they're available, see when their next classes are, and maybe if you're interested in private tutoring, then the best place to go is to the Verbling Teacher page, which is the second of the two links in the chat box. You'll also be able to write us a message, so if you're having any queries about anything, then do write to us, and you'll see the calendars of each of the teachers, which includes both classes and private tutoring slots, if you're interested in either or both of those. And if you click on the blue follow button, then you can follow a teacher and receive automatic notifications of what they're doing on Verbling. So in your spare moments in between studying, go and check those links out. And we'll come back to the class now. As I said before, this is a class about Turkey. It's actually a reading and speaking class. So do come along in if you'd like to practice your reading. This is kind of a focus on pronunciation, but also on learning some vocabulary and having a bit of a chat about what we read. So we cover a broad area of things, and including increasing your general knowledge, which I always do because I find it quite fascinating finding out about all these classes, all these countries. Sorry. Let's say hello and see who we got today for this class from Turkey. So first of all, hello to Jin.
Hello.
Hello, Jin. Have I met you before?
No, this is the first time.
It's lovely to meet you in that case.
Yeah.
Welcome. Where are you from, Jin?
I'm from Peru.
You're from Peru. Wow. Which part? The capital or the country?
The country, but I'm originally from the country, but I recently moved to the capital.
Okay, and do you like it living there?
Really, but I gotta to adapt myself to live here.
Mm-hmm.
I have to adapt myself to live here. So, yeah.
And how's it going? Are you adapting okay? Is it challenging?
Well, I can get rid of things that I don't have control, because these things are kind of pollution, delinquents, that stuff. So I can handle with that by myself. So I will live here just for 3 years and then come back.
All right. Well, it sounds like you're a strong person. Go for it, Jin. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Well, welcome to the class. It's lovely to meet you. Who else do we have here? Let's say hello to... Oh, who's talking? Javier?
Hello. Hello. Hey, teacher.
Okay, let's say hi to Javier first, and we'll go through each person one at a time, okay? Otherwise I get confused. So, hello to Javier. Have we met before?
Hello, teacher. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good. Where are you from, Javier?
I'm from Spain. I live in Madrid.
Aha, wonderful. And how's the weather? Are you having a good summer?
Yes, it's a little hot, but today I have a good weather.
Good. Excellent. Today it's good weather. It's good weather.
Okay.
Well, nice to meet you, Javier from Madrid. Welcome to the class.
Thank you so much, teacher.
All right, who else do we have? Let's say hello to Igor.
Hello, teacher. Nice
Hello,
to see
Igor. Nice to meet you. We haven't met before, have we?
you. We haven't.
I didn't think so. Which country are you from?
I am from Russia.
From Russia? Is that a picture of you and your cat?
Yes, it is.
It's a very nice picture. Is that a Siamese cat?
Well, it is.
I just remember it from a Disney film, The Lady and the Tramp, one of my favorite ever. There's Siamese cats in that. But he looks very cute. So tell me, Igor, why are you learning English? Have you got a goal in mind?
Well, I believe I learn English just for the sake of it, for the sake of learning. I like the challenge, and I just like to be able to speak it. It feels amazing.
That's a great reason. I totally agree with that. It's definitely fun being able to speak in another language and meet lots of different people. That's what I think too. So great to have you, Igor. Nice to meet
I
you.
like your British accent, really.
Thank you. Okay, who else do we have here? What? Is it what?
Hello,
Hello, nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Thailand.
Thailand. I had this
Yes.
inkling that you might be from Thailand. I don't know why. I've never been to Thailand, but it just looks so beautiful. Which part are you from, What? Are you from Bangkok?
Yes, yes.
Ah.
I study in Bangkok.
kind
This
of
is my
funny.
first time here. So exciting.
Welcome. Your first time in my class or your first time on Verbling?
Hmm.
Or
Yes,
both?
sure.
Both.
First time.
Welcome. Welcome to Verbling. I hope you enjoy your class today. Gosh, the pressure. But it's good to meet you, Wood. And tell me, why are you studying English?
And I want to practice speaking like a foreigner for 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 good experience in the job in future.
Fair enough.
Have a good job in future.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good luck with the job and the English, and I hope you have fun. If you have any questions, just ask, okay? Because me and the other students who know what they're doing, we might be able to help you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, welcome. Who else do we have? Bruno. Hello.
Hello, Emmy. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you.
Good. Is the studying going well?
My studies? Not really. I'm having some issues, yeah, especially with math. But you know, I'm trying, and I think I will get some good grades. But I have to work hard.
Oh, well, I
It's hard.
cannot help you with maths. Sorry, Bruno. Really not my strong point. But I can help you with English. So, you know, welcome to the English class. And if you have any English questions, just ask.
Yeah, but I have a question. My question was that how can I imitate your accent? Because I'm in love with it. I love British accent, but I don't know how to say.
Okay. I think probably the key difference is the vowel sounds for British speakers and the R sound. So pay attention. Bruno, what I might do is I'll have a look after class. There are a couple of really good videos that I recently found on YouTube which teach you how to speak or some of the key things about speaking in other accents. So I will send a link or I'll post a link on my Facebook page and go and check it out later, okay?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Because it's not easy, I know that, and we could probably spend, 10 hours talking about it. So we have to look at Turkey today, but go and check that link out later.
Okay, thank you. I'll do
You'll
that.
have to remind me at the end of class as well in case I forget, okay?
Okay, I'll do that.
Welcome. Okay, Amari, how are you?
Hey teacher, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking you.
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. And tell me what's happening in your life. Any exciting news?
Um, my mother and my sister will be visiting me
Ah,
in the January.
in
So
January.
yes,
Excuse me.
I will go to Cancun in the South Mexico with them.
Mhm.
I think it's a good news in my life because I miss my sister, I miss my mother, my father.
Mhm.
So yes, I'm happy because of this.
That's really great news. Exciting. So you can work towards it. Are you going to take some time off when they come?
Sorry, teacher, I don't understand that question.
You mentioned going to Cancun, right?
Yes, right.
So are you going to take some time off work or some time off studying so you can hang out with them? Oops, off only has two Fs. You understand
Yes,
what I mean by time off?
yes, I get a vacation in this time,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I will enjoy with them there.
Perfect. That sounds very exciting. And now you've got something to keep you going for the rest of the year.
Yes, I really happy about that.
Good. All right, well, that is good news. Thank you for sharing that with us, Amari, and welcome.
Welcome.
And we'll say another hello to Edson. Hello, Edson.
Hello, Amy.
Nice
Good
to meet
morning, I
you.
guess.
It is. It's
Actually, it's my
actually.
second class with you.
Is it? Oh, I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
but the last one was like 2 weeks ago, I guess.
Okay. Well, it's very nice to see you again, and I'm so sorry that I forgot that we met.
Don't worry. I changed my
So,
profile picture.
see, that is probably why. I
Yeah.
find the profile pictures kind of like a thing I hold on to. It's quite funny when you never actually see your students, I can tell you. But Edson, it's lovely to see you again. Tell me what's happening. Have you got any exciting news? Or any news?
No,
No,
I'm
not really.
just hanging around here.
Hanging around and studying by the sounds of things, because you're in class right now.
Okay. Yeah,
Well, welcome. Good to have you, Edson.
thank you.
And we just had one more student arrive. That's Lester. Hello, Lester.
Hello, Amy. How are you?
Hello. I'm good, thank you. Lester, have we met before?
I'm sorry.
I haven't met you before, have I?
I'm sorry. I don't know.
You don't understand, or you can't
No,
hear?
no. I can hear interference.
Ah, okay. So what I mean is, have you and I met each other before? Do we know each other? Or is this the
No,
first
no, no.
time?
This is the first time that I see you. But
Okay,
I I
excellent.
I was in a class after 1 hour ago, and I know Amaury and I know Igor.
Ah, excellent. Well, you have some friends in this class.
Yes.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Sorry, Lester. I just wanted to check because sometimes like poor Edson. I'm not sure whether whether we've met before or not. But welcome to the class. It's good to have everybody. We're going to get started, guys, with our topic. And because our first country is Turkey, we're going to read a little bit about Turkey. So what I like to do is simply just find some information from Wikipedia, which I personally love, because it just tells you a little bit of sort of introduction about the country. Just a real basic information so that we know what we're talking about. So you can ignore the references if there are any left in there. But before we read that, I'm just going to put it in the chat box there. Has anybody here been to Turkey? There's nobody here who's from Turkey, I don't think.
Nope.
Anyone been to Turkey before? No? Alright, we're all ignorant about Turkey, shall we say, but we're going to learn a lot today. So I'm going to get Amari, who's number one on my line of people. Amari, would you be up for reading?
Okay, that's
Thank
right.
you.
Yes, Turkey. Officially, all the text, teacher?
Yes, please. It looks a lot, but it's really not.
Okay. Give me time. I copy and paste in a Word.
Okay, good idea.
Yes. Turn around. Okay. Yes, Turkey, officially the Republic of Turkey, is a contiguous transcontinental parliamentary republic, with its smaller part in southwestern Europe, and its larger part in the western Asia. Um, I.E. I don't know what
IE.
is
We
it.
just say IE.
I.E. The Balkans and Anatolia, respectively. Turkey is bordered by 8 countries: Bulgaria to the northwest, Greece to the west, Georgia to the northwest, Armenia, Iran, and the Azerbaijan exclave of Nakhchivan, I don't know, to the east, and Iraq and Syria to the southeast. The Mediterranean Sea is to the south, the Aegean Sea to the west, and the Black Sea to the north. The Sea of Marmara, the Bosphorus, and the Dardanelles, I don't know, which is together form the Turkish Straits. They marked the boundary between Thrace and Anatolia. They also separate Europe and Asia. Turkey's location at the crossroads of Europe and the Asia make it a country of significant geostrategic importance.
Well done, Amari. Great work. Okay, that was tough. But you did very well. I just love Edson's comment. Guys, usually we try to use the Verbling chat box, so it's easier for me if we all use the same chat box. So the Verbling chat box is the icon slightly lower down. It's a dark blue square with a yellow V. So if you click on that, you should find all of us on the other chat box too, but Edson said it's in the middle of everything, which is true. It kind of gives you that idea, doesn't it? He's kind of surrounded by everybody. It's like the crossroads. I really like that metaphor. Amari, we're going to show everybody how we do these classes, so if you can just repeat after me a couple of words just to help you with the pronunciation. So the first one is south.
South.
That's better. Yeah, so just a bit more of an ow noise, okay?
Okay.
The next one was officially.
Officially.
Good. And we had boundary.
Sorry, what?
Boundary.
Country?
Have a look in the chat box. Starts with a B. Boundary.
Boundary.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Boundary. Okay.
Boundary. Yep. And then we had Europe.
Europe.
Good. And the last one, which was really tough, geostrategic.
Geostrategic.
Yes. Well done. Thank you, Amari. Excellent.
Welcome.
All right, so we found out a little bit about Turkey. We're actually going to read about Turkey's religious ghost town. So what I'm going to do is share my screen. There you go. You should be able to see it. If you prefer, you can load it in your own window, so the link is there for you. We'll take it in turns to read, and the emphasis of this class really is pronunciation. So don't rush, just take your time. I'll get you to read a little part. It'll be a paragraph or maybe 2, depending on the length. And then after you finish, we'll talk about anything that you could do to improve. I'll help you with any words if you could improve those particular words or give you any tips that I feel might help. And then we'll take a few moments to discuss the vocabulary in case there are any words that other students don't understand, to make sure we're all following. So do feel free to scroll up and down and take a look at the pictures while other people are reading. But I'll keep my screen on the text. You can see a pretty awesome picture there. And we're going to find out what that is in a moment. So the title, Amari, if you could do the honors, please, and just read the title for us.
Okay, Turkey's religious ghost town.
Great, thank you. Okay, before we even get started, what is a ghost town? Does anybody know what a ghost town is? Or could explain it?
It's an abandoned town where nobody lives, but the structure is still there.
Brilliant. Thank you, Igor. Perfect. An abandoned town. Nobody lives there, but the structures, as you can see in this picture, are still there. So let's read about it and find out. All right, Bruno, you're up with few independent tourists.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Few independent tourists make their way to Kayako, a ghost town just 5 kilometers west of the tattoo parlors, British pubs, and dance clubs of Hisaronu, a raucous tourist resort on Turkey's southwest coast. The abandoned village's air of mystery and off the beaten path feel is precisely what drew me.
Thank you, Bruno. We're going to do short parts today just to make sure everybody gets at least one turn. That was great reading. Well done. Just 2 words I want to go over. This one is parlors.
Parlors.
Yep. And this one is raucous.
Raucous.
Cool. Well done. Okay. Do we know what those 2 words mean? What's a tattoo parlor, firstly?
Is it the place where tattoos are inked?
Yes, very good. Thank you, Igor. Okay. And what does raucous mean? Anybody know?
Well, I think it's like a very unpleasant noise.
Absolutely. It's sort of like really loud, and it's sometimes to do with behavior as well as noise. So if there's raucous behavior, it's sort of like noisy, rough, maybe out of control, that kind of thing. All right, any other questions about any other words in this part? No? I just want to point this one out. Off the beaten path, or we quite often say off the beaten track. Can anyone tell me what that means?
Uncharted path.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If it's like somewhere not many people go, an uncharted path. Thank you, Igor. All right, Edson, your turn in the past 30 minutes.
Sorry. You've been pronouncing my name Igor for a very long time, but it's Igor.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Igor. I'll try to remember.
That's no problem, just.
All right, thank you for telling me. Thank you, Igor. Okay, Edson.
Okay, in the past 30 minutes, I had climbed half a kilometer or so up to the steep incline of the hillside village, and was still only halfway to the summit. Stumbling over broken stone steps and weed-strewn paths, past pomegranate, pine, and fig trees, I paused to survey the skeletons of 300 or 400 stone houses, now bathed in a honied evening light. From the inhabited valley floor far below, I could hear the strains of a mournful Turkish melody that recalled ballads I had heard in Greece.
Thank you. beautiful, beautiful fluency in your reading, Edson. So you connect up your words really well. It flows really nicely. But there were just a few kind of tricky words that you may not have come across before. So this one here is pomegranate.
Pomegranate.
Yes. And this is fig, which you worked out.
Fig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. This one is actually bathed. Bathed.
Bathed.
Bathed in a honeyed.
Honeyed.
As in from honey,
Honey?
right? Yeah.
Okay. Honey. Okay.
And this is inhabited.
Inhabited.
Good. And the last one, heard.
Heard.
That's better. If you want to have an American accent, it's the same vowel sound, but you just pronounce the R like heard, okay?
Heard. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Ben, great. Okay, any questions about vocab, guys?
Yeah. Every single word you
Every
correct.
single word. All right, let's go through, and if you know what any of these words mean, then you can explain them. So firstly, what's a pomegranate?
It's a fruit that is bigger than an orange, but looks like orange, I think.
Yes, there's something really kind of distinctive about them. Igor, you know,
They're a bit bitter.
yeah, I think they are bitter. What color are they?
They're like reddish orange.
Yep. And it's very difficult to describe stuff like fruit in another language because it's quite hard to get something, you know, that
But
differentiates.
They're usually bigger, much
Yeah.
bigger than an orange, than an average orange.
Yes, that's true. And they also have sort of seeds. There's not actually a lot of fruit. The seed is sort of encased in like a little bubble of fruit.
Well, I believe it's some kind of a hybrid between a lemon and the orange.
Is that true?
I don't know. I just said that I believe. I don't know if it's true.
All right. So
maybe
yes.
Maybe what I said was nonsense.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so that's a special kind of fruit. I don't know what it is in all of your languages. I do however, know that it's that in Spanish. You want to check out the chat box. And fig is another type of a fruit. So who wants to try and describe a fig?
It's a shriveled thing. It looks like a big version of raisin.
A big version of a raisin. I love it. Okay.
And it grows on palm trees, I believe, not just trees.
Yes. So figs and maybe another similar type fruit is like a date because they're not actually juicy. They're sort of pasty or and they've got a very sweet flavour and lots of little seeds inside a fig. There you go. That's our attempt. Okay, what is to be bathed? Can anyone explain that?
Wrapped in evening light.
Sorry, Igor, what did you say?
They're like wrapped in the evening light.
Okay, that's very nice. We have a poet in this class.
Surrounded.
Yeah, okay. I like them both. Okay. Are there any other words that I need to go through? Any other questions about anything, guys? No?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I do. Now bathed in a honeyite evening light, honeyite.
This is just honeyed, Bruno.
Honeyed.
And it basically comes from the word honey, and it's talking about the color, right? So the evening light is basically the color of honey.
Right, yeah, I got it, yeah.
It's a strange way of talking about it, but because it's travel writing, they use lots of interesting words, and that's one of the reasons I always choose articles from here, because it does give you a chance to learn a bit more interesting vocab. But honeyed is not particularly common. It's just a sort of one that you have to work out from the noun that's inside it, really.
Okay.
All right. I'll just say hello to Araceli. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome back. I remember last class you didn't have a great connection and I didn't get to talk to you much, Araceli, but nice to see you again.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I have been out from my house, so the connection was really bad. But now I'm back, so I hope there is no more problems.
Excellent. Well, welcome. We're just reading a little bit about Turkey, so do feel free to catch up if you want. You can see the link in the chat box, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, so let's go on to the next paragraph unless there are any more questions. No?
What is a ballad?
Aha. What is a ballad? Somebody who knows about music will know this. Does anyone here know about music?
I have a hunch that is some kind of a story, but I'm not sure which kind of a story.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody know? Go ahead, Edson.
Kind of song?
Yes, and what particular about the song? Do you know?
Yeah, it's calm and maybe romantic.
Yep, usually romantic. And I believe the definition is actually that it sort of tells some kind of a story. It's one of those songs that tells a story, like you're going through some kind of adventure or like a love thing or something. I don't know if they have to be quiet or not, to be honest, Javier. Maybe somebody should research for us. But yes, it's definitely a type of song that tells a story. And it's often about love. Okay, thanks guys. Igor, your turn to read from I Sipped.
Okay, I will try. I sipped the last of my water and continued the upward track, my face dripping with perspiration. Finally, after another half-kilometer, I was rewarded. On the other side of the slope, just around the bend from the famed lagoon of Aludenish, a view of the turquoise coast and sapphire blue Mediterranean Sea spread before me.
Great. Okay, beautiful intonation. And really nice connection between your words, Igor. So just one thing, don't forget that when you have the word the before a vowel, we actually pronounce it the. So you can really emphasize that a little bit more. The upward trek or the other side, okay?
Yeah, that's my weak point.
Well, everybody has them. Don't worry about it. Just see if you can work on it. And this here is turquoise in English. Turquoise.
Turquoise.
Yeah, and then this one is actually quite tricky. This is Mediterranean.
Yeah. I wasn't sure about it. I've heard it before. Mediterranean.
Yeah. So we pronounce the emphasis is on this syllable, Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
Yes. All right. Well done. Okay. Any questions about vocab?
Perspiration.
Okay,
What's
who
that?
can give me a synonym for perspiration?
To be faint, like to be panted when you breathe heavily, I think.
No, it's not actually, Igor. It's to do with something else about your body.
Okay.
Anybody else know? What? Do you know what perspiration means?
No.
No?
You can unveil the secret for us.
I have to unveil the secret. Okay, dun dun dun. Drum roll, please. It's just sweat, guys. Not very exciting, is it? You guys all know what sweat is?
Well, I know.
When you exercise, your body produces like this salty liquid on your skin. And that's what it is, sweat. Or we sometimes say perspiration. And that's why his face is dripping. Kind of gross. Okay, any other questions?
Salt liquid?
Yeah, it's salty. It's the stuff that comes out of your skin when you exercise, Bruno.
That's perspiration.
Yes.
When you're tired.
Just a question, is it common to say perspiration?
Yes, actually. It is very common. It's sort of a bit of a more pleasant word than sweat, that's why.
Yeah.
And you guys are all sweating right now because you're concentrating so hard, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
So just a veiled example.
So
Just
the verb is to perspire, just in case you wanted to know that, guys.
perspire.
Any other questions? No? Alright, moving on. Thank you, Igor. Beautiful picture there. We're going to read a little bit more and then we'll pause for a moment and discuss what we're actually reading. So keep concentrating. Javier, it's your turn and I'm going to get you to read half of this, okay? Are you there, Javier? No? Hello? Can you hear me? I wonder if you're having problems with your microphone. Javier, I'm going to skip you and come back to you, okay? So, see if you can sort out your microphone. And I'll go to Jin. Jin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Excellent. Suddenly I thought, oh no, we're having problems. But no, could you read for us, please, from formerly?
Formerly known as Leviti Kayakoi, was a thriving community of some 10,000 until the early 1920s. Both Anatolian Muslims and Greek Orthodox Christians had lived here in harmony since its origins in the 14th century. The Muslims who lived on the surrounding valley floor of the Kaya Rock Valley tended to be farmers, while the Christians who inhabited the hillside were mostly artisans. The two communities were closely linked by trade and helped each other in times of need.
Thank you.
Christian
Jen, you can pause there, just so we give everyone a chance to read. Well done. That was really well read. Only one word that I want to comment on. This one here is origins. It has the emphasis on the first syllable. So since its origins.
Origins.
Great. Thank you, Jen. Okay. We're going to carry on reading. I'll just ask if Javier, are you there now yet? No? Oh. All right. Then it's your time. Works. Could you continue for us, please, from Christian?
Christians and Muslim women exchange food and sweet at wedding and religious festivity. Muslim musicians play at the Orthodox festivity and took part in the prayer drinks match during Easter celebration. Children play together in the land and meet our religions congress at local cafe, fingering the boring beer, smoking water pie and playing backgammon.
Well done. Thank you very much. All right, words. Let's talk about your reading. Really good pronunciation at the beginnings of the words, but you mustn't forget that you need to pronounce the ends of the words clearly as well, okay? So it's really important in English. For example, when you have religious, that you pronounce the S, or this one here is matches, okay? Do you understand what I mean?
Understand.
All right, excellent. So let's talk about it. Apart from that, it was really well read. So let's talk about this one here. This is wrestling. Would you like to repeat it?
What word?
This one here is wrestling.
Wrestling.
Good, that's better. This one is matches.
Matches.
This one is lanes.
Lanes.
Perfect. Well done. See, easy peasy, right? And the last one is congregated.
Congregated.
Very good. Well done. Excellent work. Keep going. You're doing great with your reading. Just keep on paying attention to the ends of the words as well as the beginning, okay? That's your tip for today.
Okay.
All right. So, let's talk about this paragraph, guys. This is a very atmospheric writer. So what he's doing is giving us a lot of sense of the place with his words. So it's important that we understand what he's saying. Do we want to talk about anything in this paragraph? Any words?
I'm not sure about congregate. It's like together.
Yes. Okay. Good question. Does anybody know about congregate? The word congregation or to congregate?
I have a hunch that it means to gather.
It does, absolutely. It's actually a word that we tend to use when we're talking about religion, funnily enough, because the people who attend a religious service, for example in a church, are called the congregation. And that means the group of people who are there in the place. But it doesn't have to be used with religious things. This is just a coincidence, I believe, or maybe the writer did it on purpose. But to congregate means to meet or to gather. Okay? So talking about a big group of something.
Also, I don't understand beads.
Beads. What are beads? Anybody know? Do we have any girls in this class? We do. Araceli, do you know what beads are?
No, I don't.
I see what you're hinting at.
You can read me like a book, Igor.
So it's an issue.
Part of the column.
Pardon?
Yes.
Like
a song in the column.
Harry, go ahead, Harry.
Oh, yes, I know what it is. I have remembered. Yes, like a white shiny thing you use in jewels, like a pearl.
Yes. In what we say in English, Javier, is a necklace. A necklace. Okay? Well done. Javier and Araceli, you got it together. So Javier says the parts that make up a necklace, those little round balls, right? They're called beads. And I think you're referring to pearls, Araceli. Those white ones are generally pearls. Really expensive, unless you buy them fake. Alright, so that's what beads are. Any other questions?
The hillside is like the countryside.
The hillside is exactly right. The countryside, but what it means is the side of... Do you know what a hill is, Bruno?
A hill?
Yes.
No.
I think I used to know, but I forgot the meaning.
Okay, thank you, Amara. We've got some great Spanish going on in this class. What is a hill for those of us who don't speak Spanish?
High heels?
That's that. Heel. That's slightly different. High heels is the type of shoes that girls like me and Araceli wear.
Yeah.
But a hill is like a small mountain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of the only way I can really describe it. It usually has grass on it or something. It's not very tall. Okay.
Talking about.
Yeah. All right. And a hillside is basically just the side of that. So yeah, the country.
Yeah. Like a village.
Yeah, so basically if they inhabit the hillside, yes, they live on the sides of hills. You can see the picture here, Bruno.
Yeah.
This here is the hill because it's sloped. And they're living, well, they used to, before it was a ghost town.
Yeah.
Alright, last one from this paragraph. What is wrestling? Does anyone here do wrestling?
It's like a kind of fight.
Yep. What do the people have to
Like
do, Araceli?
I don't know, like a sport that people are fighting.
Absolutely.
They're not fighting, they're wrestling.
Okay.
Yes, Eagle, thank you. Can you, maybe Araceli, can you explain, for example, if I said to you, is it boxing? What's the difference between boxing and wrestling? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I think you are fighting with your bare hands.
Okay,
Something like
yeah.
that. You're not punching your leg, yeah, like holding the other one.
Yes,
I'm not
you're,
very sure.
yeah, no, you're doing great because it's hard to explain. So boxing is when you fight with your hands, right? You wear those big gloves or whatever, and you punch people. But wrestling is where you sort of, as Igor says, it's not actually fighting. It's sort of like, I believe, you have to try and pin your opponent on the ground by moving his body around, right? So you grab each other's arms and you kind of wriggle around and try and put your opponent on the floor. I think. That's not the technical explanation, but it's just a rough description. Okay.
The sport where you don't hit anybody.
Yeah, you don't hit people, right? Not like boxing, where the whole point is you hit people. Okay. So Araceli...
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No problem, Igor. Alright. We'll continue reading so that Araceli can get a turn, and then we're going to talk about this for a moment, guys. So, Araceli, could you read But in 1923?
Mm-hmm. But in 1923, at the conclusion of the Greco-Turkish War of 1919-1923, Kayakoi was suddenly emptied of its 7,500 Christian inhabitants. Both Turkish Christian citizens and Greece Muslims were expelled from their homes in a population exchange meant to ensure that each country had only one main religion. Livisi became known as Kayakoi or Rock Village.
Beautiful. Well done. That was really lovely reading. The only thing is that you said this is actually 6,500. I think that was just a mistake that you overlooked there, Araceli. I believe you said 7,000.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay, because we were all reading the number. Really lovely reading. Thank you. All right, so what we're going to do now, guys, is I'm going to ask somebody, if anyone would like to volunteer, just to give me a really brief sort of summary or explanation of what we have read. What have we learnt in this article so far, and what is it about? What are we talking about, basically? Doesn't have to be detailed, just give me the rough idea.
Well, if nobody volunteers.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is a story about a traveler going to a ghost town, made Koya, sorry, I don't remember, Koya Yakov was kind of like that. Yep. And he describes his well, what's the word? Well, he describes what he'd seen there.
Yes, his experience or his trip.
Yeah, his trip.
And what? Yeah, keep going.
Well, I forgot what I was going.
All right, so Igor, you're doing really well. I just wanted to say, what kind of place is it what's your impression of this place?
Well, I have an impression that, wait, that's the word that I wanted to say, impression. Okay, I have an impression that this city is some kind of a beacon right now. So it's not really a ghost town because he had seen some people there while he was traveling there. But it's like he said, there are a lot of people of different religions there. Like it's what do they say about Turkey? Like it's a hub of all, like a cosmopolitan capital.
Mm-hmm.
Cosmopolitan capital. Like a lot of different cultures congregate because as we mentioned in this lesson, I don't I don't remember if it was in this article or in the first text you pasted into the Verblin chat about Turkey, but Turkey actually is partly in Europe and partly in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe there is some kind of a line where, like, you just make one step and you're in Asia, and take another step backwards and you're in Europe again. And so there are a lot of people of different cultures, like European people and Asian people have different cultures, but they all interact beautifully and peacefully, as we see here. And I think that's great.
Absolutely. I wanted to talk about that. Thank you for bringing that up, Igor, because this last paragraph that that Araceli read so beautifully it brings up an interesting point. It says that during this war here, 1919 to 23, the Christian inhabitants suddenly had to leave, and so did the Greek Muslims. And the reason was that each country was supposed to have only one main religion, which seems ridiculous, but this happens a lot in humanities history. So I want to ask...
Exactly the mistake.
Yes, absolutely. Does any of you could you share anything about your own countries with us? Has this type of event happened in your country, whereby a city has had sort of history that has been shaped because of religion? So this city ended up a ghost town because of what happened. Has anything like this ever happened in your countries? Would anyone like to share anything with us?
Well, we don't have any ghost towns really, but the religion really changed the way we lived. Like in 988, the Tsar, like Russian king, he converted into Christianity, and he wanted to baptize all of their other infidels, like he said the people were infidels, and their baptism of Russia wasn't really a peaceful thing.
Absolutely. So that was in effect a ruler who changed the nature, but that was the whole country, Igor, right?
Yeah. But I think like now mostly all of the people here are Christians, but like in Turkey, our country is partly in Europe and partly in Asia. We have a lot of Islamic people here and Christian people, but we seem to get along pretty well. No really much fights and no discrimination because of our race or our religious beliefs, and I like it this way.
Absolutely. That's really good to hear. It's very nice to hear, actually, that does happen, because the only thing we tend to hear about is when it doesn't happen, right? Let's see if Javier, are you able to talk to us yet?
Sorry, could you repeat me, please?
Oh, yay, I can hear you. That's great. I was going to see if you could talk, because I wanted to ask you about Spain, because I know that some of the cities in your country have had similar types of events. Would you be able to tell us about any of them?
Yes, in Spain I have a Catholic religion, is the most important religion in Spain, but in Spain we have a very high influence at the Muslim religion, and in the south of Spain there are a lot of people that practice Muslim religion.
Absolutely. We call it Islam, Javier. Islam. Islam is the name of the religion of Muslims.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. That's okay. Araceli, tell us about what you just wrote in the chat box there. Could you expand?
Yes, it's not the same thing that like here, but is something similar because I don't know. This sounds really sad. When in a country you have people from different religions and cultures and they are living together in peace, and then suddenly something happens that makes some of them go away. In this case, it seems they were Christians in this town, but for example in Spain, that happened to the Jews in, I think it's a long time ago, maybe in the Middle Age. I don't know the century exactly, but a long time ago. So they by law they had to go away, and I think it was not exactly the same for the Muslims, but because a great part of culture is based on Muslims who were here in the Middle Ages too. But I think they were forced to convert to Christianity. So, but for a long time they were living together, Muslims, Jews, and Christians here in Spain. But at some point they decided they were, I don't know if it was for wars or not exactly. I think it's the same kind of thing that happened in, well, not the same kind of thing, but in Germany, this World War II, when Jews were persecuted, and here we did something like that. I think it's sad.
I agree.
Because it was better when they were living in Europe. They were a part of culture, I think. So, kind of the same thing happening here.
Yeah, thank you, Araceli. Actually, it reminds me an interesting thing. Talking about Spain and the Jewish who were kicked out, so it were. Yeah, I believe that last year Spain decided to give back land to Jewish. Now Jewish people who are living in other countries who had or could prove that they did live in Spain at that time, which is kind of amazing, I think, kind of a cool thing to do. I don't know if any of you guys heard about that. It might be worth looking up. But let's hear from Jin. Tell us about Peru, Jin. Would you like to share anything? Are you there? No? Alright, then that's fine. How about Lester? We haven't heard from you for a little while.
Yes, in my country there are the two big religions. The first one is Catholic. It's like around 40% population are Catholic, and the other 60 are Christian evangelist. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, evangelist. Yeah.
Evangelist. Yes. There are the two big religions to predominate in the country.
Normally, Lester, just to help you with a bit of terminology, if we're talking about Christianity as a religion, we usually divide it into Catholic and the other side is Protestant. And then we also have what we call Greek Orthodox or Orthodox. But those are sort of the main branches. And then if you say evangelist or evangelical, it would be within the Protestant band. It's quite confusing. A lot of terminology. But thank you for sharing. Is there anybody else who'd like to share anything before we pack up and go home? No? Well, I encourage you all to read the rest of the article. I'm sorry that we didn't have time to finish it. But find out what happens in that ghost town. It's kind of eerie to think that there is a place where nobody lives. I wonder if any of you have any more places like that in your own countries. I certainly don't think we do in the UK. It seems to be busy everywhere. But if you do, go ahead and post it on Facebook because it's kind of a fascinating thing to find out about. Bruno, I haven't forgotten about your link with accents. I'm going to go and do that now.
I was.
You were going to remind me.
Yeah.
All right, I will do that in a few minutes. If any other people would like to see about a British accent, then go and check out my Facebook page. The link is all the way at the top of the chat box, so I might have to post it again for you. But thank you for coming. Great reading, and it was lovely to meet those of you who were new to me. So take care. Have a good week if I don't see you again. And good luck with the rest of your studies.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you, teacher.
Bye.
Amy, bye,
Bye,
guys.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good day.
Thanks very much.
Bye.